Hi, my name is Jamie Massengale. You may know me as Massive J, your favorite WUSM radio host. I live in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and I'm a student at USM. I love talking to people, and I love to eat food. For this series, I'm going to be interviewing some of the interesting people that make Hattiesburg, well, Hattiesburg. I'll sit down with restaurateurs, politicians, coaches, comedians, and a whole lot more at local restaurants around town to sit down, talk, and have a bite. On this episode of Grub N the Hub, I sit down with my friend Abigail Lenz Allen. Abigail is the program coordinator with the Hattiesburg Art Council's Smart Space, an after-school program for children, as well as a co-founder of Hattiesburlesque. Abby and I sat down at Grateful Soul to talk about motherhood, the importance of the arts, and Hattiesburlesque. This is Grub N the Hub.
All right.
I'm here
Hello.
with Abigail Lenz Allen. Welcome.
I think I've known you the longest out of all of our crew of friends and artists in Hattiesburg. Is that kind of true?
I believe so.
I think we've known each other the longest.
I don't know if we should tell people how we how we were introduced.
Oh, yeah, sure. Why not? Go ahead. You tell them.
Well, our mutual friend Anne Louise.
Anne Louise. Ana Luisa. I miss her so much sometimes.
We talk like that.
We talk like this.
We talk like this.
For years, we just talk like this.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
I see you looking down on me.
Yes.
From your apartment.
Wait, you're Italian
I
and
know,
I've
I
slipped
messed
into
it up.
it. Yeah, it's okay.
Me and
I like
accents. So you lived in California.
Oh, I lived in California. Okay.
But let's just
do you
go
want
ahead.
to do this super fast
let's
version?
dive right in.
Okay.
How did you get to Hattiesburg? Or how did that become?
So I spent my whole life wanting to be a rock singer and sing, like, not necessarily on Broadway, but I wanted to do that kind of singing as well. And I was a dancer most of my life. And when I tried to do this so fast, my band, it was a band called Swamp Boogie Queen, and we got signed in 1994 or 5. And we, for the next 5 years, we were on tour, on and off, and making an album and all that. And it was we were at the very tail end of the record business the way it was before there wasn't internet. I mean, there was internet, but there wasn't Facebook. There wasn't people being discovered through the internet, all that, so the record business was a very different record business. I sound like an old woman. And so we got a record deal, and it was a big record deal, and it was with a big producer, and we thought that was it. We were going to go to the mat, that we were going to spend our lives doing this. And we toured for 5 years, and we opened for Leonard Skinner and Kenny Wayne Shepherd and Jerry Garcia Band, and a ton of really, really great gigs. And we also toured ourselves, and we never hit the magical whatever that you're supposed to hit if you're trying to be a rock star when you grow up. And after being on the road for that long and not having the album kind of go to the next level, the band broke up. We broke up in Canada, actually, and my guitar player tossed his Les Paul at me. I say tossed. It was like la la. It wasn't tossed, and it was very dramatic. And the band broke up right there and then. And I got on a bus with a crew and tried a drug I shouldn't have tried. And at that point, I was coming on 30 years old. This was like 2000, and is that right? I don't know. Anyway, and that drug took over everything for the next 3.5 years of my life. So after I died a couple times, gone to rehab a couple times, ruined most of the relationships that I'd had in my life, I hit a bottom that was insane, and the end of that bottom was me ending up from Los Angeles to here to go to the professional enhancement program, which was, I mean, it definitely saved my life. And I thought I would just be here for recovery, and then I was going to get the heck out of this podunk town because I hadn't really been exposed to the good side of Hattiesburg yet. And then I got pregnant instead, and I'm so glad that I did because she kept me here. And about 2 years into her life, I looked around and I had by far the most peaceful life I'd ever had. I was really content. I had a beautiful daughter. There was no danger here, and the people were the best people. The people here are the best people I've ever met. You know, and I became the biggest fan of this town. I love it so much here. But yeah, so cocaine got me to Hattiesburg. Thank you for asking. And I've been fine ever since I got here, which is a staggering miracle. And the life that I have here so far surpasses anything, so far surpasses any of my rock and roll fantasy dreams. And I'm not just saying that. And I would think that I was lying. If the old Abby could hear that, I would be like, she's full of crap. Because I knew that I wouldn't be happy unless I had these imaginary goals accomplished. I am happier than I ever dreamed of being. And I get to do the things that I love to do and have the coolest friends. And I don't know, my life is too good. It freaks me out sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That was deep.
So thank you, cocaine.
That was deep. On that note, let's eat some food.
Oh, yay. Because you might.
Let's get into a mouthful of food. Let's go.
Why not?
I love this place.
I love this place. Oh, God. This is like my kitchen. My second kitchen.
This reminds me of my grandmother's house so much.
Does it? It does not remind me of my grandmother's house. And that blew my mind because I grew up in a very, very liberal education where we sat on the floor and we called our teachers by their first name, and we did pottery and giant murals on the sides of walls, and like a really, really creative school in grammar school. And always was at dance class, some sort of modern or ballet, or it was just normal childhood stuff to me. So that's what I thought Francis needed, but that's not the case here as much. And so I saw that it was actually something that was of value. Seeing what's going on with education and with our children, it's terrifying. They have all but, and now I'm not talking about private schools or, but the public school system, and I'm not blaming the public schools at all. I'm just saying what has happened because of all of the guidelines and all of the testing that has to be done is that they have basically completely taken out the arts, and kids they're not playing, they're not being given positive reinforcement as much as they should. They're not being given the opportunity to make choices. They're not being heard. They feel as if they're not being heard, and they're not being given the opportunity to just, within their education, to just be loud, screaming, jumping children. And if you completely squelch that, I believe you're creating a bunch of criminals. You can't say to a child, be quiet, be still, their entire childhood. And these kids are in school 7 hours a day, sometimes, and then there's aftercare. And I really, you need to play, you need to let kids play, you need to get off the stinking cell phone when you're with your kid and play with them.
When does Smart Space meet?
So we have a free after-school program, which is on Fridays from 3 to 5. And that's at the C.E. Roy Community Center. That's the only time that we are still in our location. That's where my office is as well. Then we are out in the field for the rest of the week. So we go once a week to Earl Trevelyan Attendance Center and once a week to Arc Rise and Shine. And then we do all of Live at Fives and Summer Tunes and art walks And any special event, you can usually see our drawing horses out and lots of colorful chalk and hula hoops and all that. And then we do events, you know, throughout the year.
So tell me about Hattiesburlesque.
Oh, Hattiesburlesque.
Yes, Hattiesburlesque.
Well, Hattiesburlesque was born Hattiesburlesque is besides my family, my handsome, handsome husband and my devastatingly gorgeous young daughter. Hattiesburlesque has my heart. And it was started by Rebecca Chandler and myself. I had a meeting with Julie White, who is a professor at USM in dance. She's the head of or was at the time, I don't know, dance education professor. And it was a meeting about smart space, I think. And at the end of our meeting, I said, okay, I have one more thing I want to talk to you about. And I wrote the word on a napkin. We were at the depot, the old depot. And I wrote the word on a napkin and I pushed it in front of her and she was like, what is this? Because the spelling is really cool. You know, you just take off the G and then put burlesque, Hattiesburlesque, which is cool. And I said, well, it's this thing that Rebecca Chandler and I tried to start and it just kind of died and I'm really sad about it. I really want to do it. And the problem is that we want to get dancers from the dance department. And so we don't know, you know, their schedules are so intense. And she said, the semester starts in 2 days. If you guys pick an audition date, I will make sure that we don't have any conflicts. So we set the audition date and we put it on Facebook and we had an open audition for a burlesque style musical review. And the people that showed up were not the people that we thought were going to show up. And they were all ranges of dance ability. I mean, all ranges. And they were all perfect. And our first show was like in less than a month from then at the Hippo. And it sold out really quick because the both of us had been talking about it for so long that, you know, just our friends alone would have probably sold it out. And from there, the next time we did a show, we did 2 shows. And then the next time we jumped up to 3. And now since then, we've done 10 versions of the show, which each of them have 22 to 25 songs. And the number of dancers has grown immensely. And the band has become this kind of like all-star band of all of my favorite musicians that I've seen play in and around Hattiesburg. And we're a family, and the people that come and see us are part of that family, and we celebrate beauty in all forms. I mean, that's the message of the show, and it's sexy and it's adult themed, but it's not in any way sleazy or slimy or lowbrow. No, it's just a good time, and it's an acceptance of everybody, and it's a really good time. Everybody has fun.
Let me ask, since we're talking about Hattiesburlesque, y'all are currently working on
We're currently
production?
working on a production. The show will be April 11th, 12th, and 13th at the Thirsty Hippo in the big back room. And the tickets go live tomorrow. So what's the date tomorrow? The 1st?
The first of the month.
Yeah, the 1st of the month.
What?
So tickets go on sale
On
tomorrow,
March 1st.
March 1st, yeah. And
which we will not have this edited.
we won't have it edited.
Tickets are on sale now.
Tickets are on sale now. Buy them quick because they sell out. Yeah, they do. They sell out. We sell at all 3 shows.
Yeah, Saturday is that hot ticket.
It's all hot. It's really fun.
It's that late night dance party.
Yep, and it's a great thing to do with a bunch of girlfriends or all your friends from the office or from your work, or it's a great place to go with a date, or we hope that it just makes everybody feel a little bit looser and have a good time, and that they take whatever sexiness was received home, and feel better for being more themselves for a little while.
Bringing all the sexy to Hattiesburg.
Bringing the sexy.
Yeah, all right. Well, Abby.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being on my episode of Grub N the
I
Hub.
love you, Jamie.
Yeah, and
Massengill.
in this lovely place.
In Grateful Soul, which is a
Yes.
lovely place, and my husband is right over there, and he's lovely as well. Jamie, you're one of my favorite people in the whole world. We've known each other so long, and you make me happy always.
Thank you.
And I always think about when you came over to our house. You called and you said, "I have to be a zombie in an hour. I need your help." And it was just Frances and myself. We were home, and you came over, and Frances and we did your zombie makeup for you. And she always remembers it, even though she was like 4 or something like that. It's really cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I had like little Francis handprints.
Yes.
I still have that. Like
Oh
little,
my God, that
little
was funny.
bloody handprints. Somebody like, what is this about?
Child's bloody handprints all over it. Yeah, that was real. We had a good time.
Very creepy.
Yeah, really, really creepy, actually. Wow.
Worked out well.
Huh. So back to the idea about the production, the kids' television show.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. Well, thanks again.
Thank you.
Anything you're working on in the future?
Chicken soup. No. Future.
Everything's on this burlesque show
of
right
the
now.
stuff. Yeah, burlesque, and we're doing Peter Pan over at Sacred Heart Elementary, center stage.
You want to form a super group where you are singing with me and Scott?
Yes.
Because that's what I want in the world.
Wait. This whole thing is canceled. I want to be in a rock band with you and Scott Chisholm. I had some good times in Memphis. My keyboard player tried to have sex with a plant in the lobby of a hotel in Memphis. Went down in history.
Wow.
He really did. He
Tree huggers, eh?